Welcome back, Five Aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, Five Aces here. It is time for an experiment. We're back on Solid Valleys, the map that was created by Mo in a futile attempt at promoting naval gameplay. Kappa Pride. And this time it's the 1v1 version. Apparently, yeah, you can play it 1v1 just fine. So I think the layout is exactly the same. It is literally the same map, just with 2 player slots closed, I believe. Yeah, looks like it. Alright, so we've got 2 players, one of whom I have featured a couple times. It is Chewey. Haven't featured him in a good 100 casts or so, but he's back. Definitely remember some games of his from like the time of 2019 or something. Quite a while before the pandemic hit anyway. And his opponent is a newcomer to the channel in the form of PrinzPi, which is actually the name of a German backpacker rapper. Or like, yeah, former backpacker rapper. So probably a reference to that, I guess. Anyway, and the factions they're playing are PrinzPi has chosen the Ukrainian forces, and Chewey has chosen Germany. So Germany always good for some late game action. Ukrainians usually for the mid game power spike, but this features the nerfed parabombs. So they only kill defensive lines nowadays. No longer the instant army wipe button that they used to be. Which, on the one hand, as a caster, is kinda sad. On the other hand, though, it is very, very understandable, because it used to skew the balance way, way in favor of Ukraine. Courtesy of them being the only faction that had their support power unlocked at tier 2, whereas all the others had to wait for their tech to kick in at tier 3. It still is that way, but it has been nerfed considerably in terms of strength. Chewey going for a War Factory opener, and there is a double ref for PrinzPi, who, interestingly enough, hasn't opted for much infantry pressure on the back of this. Naval yards are free for the capture, which is kind of cool. So you can go for some naval gameplay. I really hope we're gonna see that, but it requires so much upfront investment. At the end of the day, you basically have to have control of 2/3 of the map in order to make use of that. Because realistically, if you choose one side here, how much map control can you take? Even if you win the naval engagement, how much map control do you gain from having naval control here? You gain access to this ore patch, this or double ore patch, and maybe if you're lucky and you want to push your luck, get into this straight, it's basically a one-way ticket to hell, because your opponent can just cut you off from there, but it is an option. Let's put it that way. Both made a mistake. Oh, okay. That's just a... Oh. The ranger took a beating, took a little pummeling. He's trying to anticipate the movement. Oh, I think the harvester just gave it enough time. Yep. Harvester block. Not intentional, but works out just fine. And thus PrinzPi claims the first vehicle lives in this game. Chewey has opted for a super early service depot off of 4 harvesters and 1 light vehicle, so this is just an MCV rush strategy. And basically no army to back. Oh my lord. Yeah, I've said that I casted Chewey in 2019. He's still playing like it's 2019. It's like service depot and raided dome. Yes, why not both? Why choose one tech if we can have both tech structures? You won't have an army, but that doesn't stop you. Used to be kind of the meta. It no longer is, because people like... I'd say it started with Lorry Driver in Season 3 and 4, and it continued to spiral from there, and nowadays it's Goat and Calf. Just putting on the pressure at minute 2. And you have to be aware that rushes can happen at any point in the game. So it's no longer safe to go for this. This has fallen out of meta for a good reason, and the reason being that aggressiveness from players has been cranked up to 11. Early game aggressiveness specifically, and early game map control and objective taking has been taken to another level. I still like this build, don't get me wrong. It is fun to have artilleries at minute 5, but it is no longer really, really viable in the highest competitive tiers. But that's why it's nice to sometimes have matches from the lower echelon. I mean, not the lower, this is not low skill bracket, it's just not the top 10. And it's nice to have matches from those brackets, so you can see the differences in the meta. Not to diss on those players, they're actually fairly competent. And Chewey is going for helicopters off the back of that as well. So yeah, helicopters. I'm expecting an artillery. Is there gonna be an arty? No. Medium tanks and helis. Interesting. Mo, do I spot a tile error here? I think this is a tile error. Oh no, not like this. So yeah, fairly standard play from PrinzPi. No surprises there. Has taken his expansion. Harvester transfer has happened, and he's now on to contest the expansion lines of Chewey already. Can he deploy? Yes. So this doesn't block. Oh, if he gets a Tesla coil here over the ridge, that would be so annoying. Push has not been revealed yet. Will be revealed now. Yep. Chewey has to make a choice, executive choice. Should I stay or should I go? Harvesters should definitely not stay. They should definitely go. They don't need to have the choice made for them. Fortunately, PrinzPi went for a flag truck of all things. Flag truck is a really good choice here, because there's a helicopter already looming about in the skies. He's losing a lot of units to this one pillbox, but finally manages to pull in the heavy tank in front. So that's good. But the strike force from Chewey, they're just waiting. Just biding their time. Allies are OP on this map? I'm not sure if that map has actually any power discrepancies. Chinooks? Nah. People don't really build Chinooks all that much. Those two heavies are being sacked. The mobile flag did not target down the helicopter in time, so he gets a pretty good bang for his buck. Also pretty good crash. Secondary wave is crashing into the main base, speaking of crashing, but mostly crashing against a wall of infantry. Pretty harmless thus far. Flak trucks are still being produced. And the helicopters have had a good run so far. Yeah, this map has an insane amount of gems that you basically need to capture in order to stay competitive. This little backline patch here, not too juicy. I actually feel like with this amount of close proximity expansions and cliffs, this might actually be a Soviet favorite map, at least until artillery is hit, which usually in the higher echelon of competitive gaming happens around the 15-minute mark. But this is 2019 speaking, so it's more a matter of like 3 minutes for the RH to start hitting home. Anyway, this is the expansion down. Ouch. Really good value from the Black Hawks as well. Okay, now trying to... He's trying to land on the infantry with the helicopter. You can force land them now with the Alt key, which is damn hilarious that he even tried. Just requires some courage to be mustered. So, this leaves Chewey without an army. It also leaves PrinzPi without an army, and it leaves us in a very, very weird spot where I have no idea where this game could be going now. We're only 8 minutes deep. There is more of that. Cool stuff. Well, thus far, the helicopters have definitely paid off. One of them being vetted. The other one didn't have to be sacked, but it was worth the experimentation, just trying to force land on enemy infantry. You know, just limit testing. Hashtag limit testing. Little remnants of the army trying to tangle with the forces of Chewey. But I think Chewey has the more solid infantry backbone. Does he, though? No, he doesn't. Sort of. Sort of. Chewey's sort of winning the engagement-ish. Yeah. Some of the rocket soldiers have been sent... Ooh. No, you can't force land on an MCV? What the hell? What was that? And the funny thing is what happened there. Even if they're force landed on the ground, they still crash and produce a crash site as if they were landed. And the other helicopter... he was trying to stop the deploy, but that he could have just force fired it down on... maybe it was out of ammo. Didn't pay close enough attention there. So, and the explosion from the first helicopter, the crash landing explosion, actually killed the second one without any shots. That's kind of hilarious. Okay, this game we're learning so much about OpenRA. About how the engine works. It is actually super interesting sometimes. Some of those interactions were definitely not what I expected. This dispatch is just sitting in front of the barracks. ready to gun down anyone who pops their head out. Alrighty, Chewey has re-established his expansion lines, as has PrinzPi. PrinzPi is gonna run into pillboxes and medium tanks and Blackhawks though. So there's that. Man, the Blackhawks. Pretty unopposed. Chewey not pursuing the tank here. Has there been any naval action just yet? Not really. Tesla Coil is a very good choice for the job. Outranges the oh, there's a spy. There's a spy. How much cash he's... Right now he's going for the refinery. How much cash does... Oh, PrinzPi is completely... He also paid close enough attention, so the spy didn't even get in. This would actually just have netted in 500 credits for Chewey. It's like the default where your opponent doesn't have any cash. So it wouldn't have been worth it either way. Both players are really broke. So interesting, this is a low economy game for the time being, despite this being a relatively mineral-heavy map or ore-heavy map in non-StarCraft terms. 3 helicopters out on a chase looking for something. It would be so worth it going for the comm center. Yeah, that's a valiant target. That's a very... or a valid target, I should say. Also exfiltrating, not going through the middle. That's very well played from Chewey. Leading the flak truck on a goose chase. Alright, game is stabilizing somewhat. This is the most profitable expansion right now for Chewey, who really is not mining all that much from the other expansions. Let's be honest here. Long distance mining for 2. There is 1 harvester. There is 1 on this expansion. I mean, it's contested, but still. Eco transfer from PrinzPi, but it is unscouted and into the middle of an army incursion. I hope he's got his Tesla Coil ready. No, he does not. He right now only has a flame tower. A pocket flame tower. Yo, who built that farm? That is too close to the shore, my friend. You are gonna be under in a week. I don't know about that farm. Chewey has managed to carve out a position for himself here. On this side, this is mostly PrinzPi's territory, but it is still contested. Neither player have taken their sideline expansion. This is such a... Wait, I've heard air bombs somewhere? No. No, there's no Ukraine in this. Oh, there is, but... Sounded like Ukraine. Check the support power tab. No. Nope. The airfield has not yet been acquired. Oh, the Blackhawks are just waiting in ambush. They're just waiting until the anti-air is down to fire down all the infantry. I mean, that would be as good a time as any. Ooh, this is a lot of war trucks going down now. This Chewey being unnecessarily passive here. I don't know, he didn't need to lose this army. It's trying to crash land again? Ooh, with rat-a-tat-tat go the chain guns. Or as So Scared used to put it, ararararararar. So Scared's signature arararar move. Okay, Chewey has acquired some destroyers. Let's see if they are going to be put to efficient use. There's also an artillery from the back lines. Camo pillboxes have been purchased. In the name of science. This is a cool game. I like that players are utilizing everything that they've got at their disposal. Very commendable. On this side, nothing too special. Ooh, just a flaming wreck of a harvester from PrinzPi. Being gunned down by a pillbox. Ah, flak truck has found its way into the back lines. Nice, well played. Really well played, get some good value and exfiltrates. Cool, almost. No more exfiltration possible. Yeah, against 5 Blackhawks, you really need a small ball at least of flak trucks, and you need some good target selection. Target selection is more important with flak trucks than with almost any other unit, because they do literally no damage to... I mean, they're fairly expensive if you purchase them en masse. They do no damage when they're just in a regular army, because they're not good against infantry, and they're not good against vehicles either. It's only light armored vehicles specifically that they can target. So you need to be very deliberate in what you target down. Yeah, see here. All the fire is being absorbed by the medium tank. Medium tank is just sitting there. Oh, destroyers have been revealed. But down goes the expansion from Chewey. Okay, this puts Chewey at a really awkward spot. He's now lost grip of one of his main sources of income. The other one is not being mined all that efficiently. This squad, though, they have managed to circumnavigate the entire defensive lines. Like, it's like all those defenses here concentrated, and those guys were just like, yeah, we're not going there. We're just taking the scenic route. We're going where no defense queues are. Alright, Radar Dome now finally out here. So the tier 1.5 stage is over for Mr. PrinzPi, who is apparently more adhering to a meta build than Chewey is, because he's definitely building units and tech structures at timings that would be appropriate for our AGL. But I don't know if he actually played, I'm fairly convinced he didn't. Oh, 2 destroyers, that's so annoying. The only way you can reliably kill them would be infantry, but I think they are barely out of range. I mean, rockets can, if you park the rockets here, they can do some damage. You can't reliably kill them if your opponent kites well. And this is an army much to my taste. Oh, he managed to get a spy in, by the way. I didn't mention that, but yeah, he somehow, while we weren't looking, he put a spy in one of the barracks, and as a result has now access to vetted up infantry units, but he has no longer access to his main expansion with 3 harvesters. Ouch. Very good snipe from PrinzPi. But the chain guns go rah 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 rah. 1 harvester down. The others are relegated to long distance mining, but they are mining, they are, regardless. GG? Okay, he has nothing to stop this push with. Huh. Man, tier 3 in the cruiser, my friend. No, this wasn't over. This army wasn't the end of the world. Could have stopped it eventually, just played it out with 1 or 2 artilleries. Good GG, but why, yeah. Would have definitely had a shot at an extended game. Nice fight indeed. Yeah, this map is nice. A bit claustrophobic in the middle. And I feel the army graph, yep, they were completely even. Assets, I think, were fairly similar as well. So at the end of the day, Chewey didn't have to throw in the towel as quickly, but it was a valiant effort from him regardless. And just goes to show the power of the good old macro timings. But it's also nice to see a helicopter ball like it's 2019, baby. Alright, that concludes the playtest of this map. We're going to be back next week with another game from the replay package that Mo sent me, because I'm enjoying myself right now. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. And also TD's on the menu. Back on the menu, boys and girls. See you next time. 5 Aces, out.
Battle control, terminate.